This is your appointed season, the moment that was planned and recorded before you were born. A time that did not come through chance or fortune, but because it was established in the eternal plan of heaven. Today you are here because there is a financial blessing prepared especially for your life. Unique from the usual, different from what others have received. It is not a hollow or temporary provision. It is a provision filled with purpose, value, and spiritual guidance. It is not only about money, but about a resource that will help bring order to areas of your life, bring peace where there was confusion, open ways that seemed blocked, and allow you to move forward toward the purpose for which you were made. That gift already exists within you. It was placed in your spirit long before you understood how it would operate. Maybe today you do not see it clearly. Maybe all you notice are limits, unpaid bills, lack, or doors that remain closed. But that does not mean the miracle is not happening. It means you are at the exact place where faith must be stirred. Before this message ends, you will begin to understand how to awaken that gift, how to align yourself with it, and how to let it appear in your daily life in a real and visible way. Listening carefully to what heaven wants to tell you today is not a small thing. It is not only encouragement, it is direction. It can bring a deep, powerful, and lasting change in your life. A shift that will create a clear before and after. Nothing you are experiencing right now is by accident. You did not arrive here by error or coincidence. This message appeared before you because there is something already reserved only for your life, something that no one else can claim or replace. There is a hidden spiritual key that is revealed only to those who choose to pay attention, to those who are not distracted, to those who stay faithful until the end. Therefore, focus on every word. Guard your mind and your heart. Do not allow thoughts of doubt, fear, or unbelief to steal this moment from you, because divine opportunities do not always return in the same way. From this very moment, you will start to notice changes around you. At first, they will be quiet, almost unseen, small shifts that may appear unimportant, but step by step you will begin to see that something is falling into place, that certain pressures are becoming lighter, that doors are opening little by little, that people arrive at the right time, and that fresh ideas start to grow in your mind. Yes, without fully realizing it, you will begin moving toward the life that deep inside you always believed it could exist. Everything depends on an important truth that will become clearer later on. A truth that will organize your faith and guide your path. When you see things starting to change, stay quiet. Do not announce it. Do not display it. Do not tell everyone. Remember that the most precious things are developed in private, and that silence will be an important part of your season of protection and change. Whenever you feel in your heart that these words are speaking personally to you, answer with faith and write, "Yes, I receive it." That statement is not only a phrase, it is a key that opens spiritual doors and allows favor to begin appearing in your life in a real, steady, and gradual way. Yes, I receive it, because when you speak it with faith, you are not simply repeating a feeling. You are bringing your spirit into agreement with a greater truth. You are saying that you will no longer live responding only to what your eyes can see, but to what was prepared for you long ago. And that inner change is the first step of the financial miracle. It does not start in the bank account. It starts in the mind, in faith, and in the obedience that chooses to believe, even when there are still no visible signs. What is coming to you will not be the result of panic or rahim. It will not be a matter of luck or a short-lived coincidence. It will be a planned manifestation, because heaven does not work without order. There are processes that remain unseen. There are relationships being arranged. There are doors that do not open immediately, but at the proper time. And when it arrives, you will see that everything comes together with an accuracy that can only come from God. The right place, the right person, the right day, the right choice. Even what once looked like loss or delay will start to show its purpose. Because it was not a pointless pause, it was preparation. It was protection. It was training so that you will not lose what you are about to receive. Maybe you have felt weary from carrying yourself for so long. You have needed to stay strong when deep inside you wanted to give up everything. You have needed to keep believing while others continued saying it could never happen. But today that season of uncertainty is ending. Today the belief that your life is meant only to survive is ending, because you were created to move forward, to build, to prosper with purpose, to have resources without losing your heart. Heaven does not bless you to feed your pride. It blesses you to establish your life, to heal your past, and to make you a blessing for others. And hear this calmly, without worry. You do not need to run after the miracle. You need to be ready to receive it. There is a great difference between chasing money and walking in the right path. Brothers and sisters, I want to speak to you from the heart for a moment. Our channel has recently been demonetized, which means we no longer receive support from YouTube through ad revenue. Still, our mission to share the Word of God and spread the gospel continues with faith and dedication. Behind every video is a faithful team working day and night to serve this ministry. As the one leading this work, I carry the responsibility of supporting them, and without monetization, this has become very difficult. If these messages have blessed, encouraged, or strengthened you, please prayerfully consider supporting us through Ko-Fi. Your gift helps us continue sharing God's Word and shining His light. The link is in the description or pinned comment. We are deeply grateful for your prayers, love, and support. Now, let us return to the message. When you live in harmony with the right direction, provision stops being something you constantly chase and becomes a natural result. When your heart comes into alignment, your choices become organized. When your choices become organized, your way becomes clearer. And when your way becomes clearer, what once seemed distant starts coming closer without extreme human effort, because you are no longer relying only on your own strength. Maybe today you say, I cannot see any opportunities. But a lack of opportunity is not always true absence. Sometimes it is a covering. Sometimes fear, comparison, weariness, or guilt block your view. That is why this moment matters so much, because while you listen, something adjusts inside you, and that adjustment will help you recognize what you once overlooked. A talent you were not using, an idea you had set aside, a door you thought was closed, a connection you had not appreciated, an opportunity that did not appear to be an opportunity. Many times provision comes hidden inside instruction, inside a choice still waiting to be made, inside a courageous step, inside focus, inside order. This is also a call to organize what can be organized, because the miracle does not only arrive, it must also be managed. The blessing does not only come, it must also be maintained. And heaven is wise. It does not place in your hands what could harm you or become too much for you. That is why, while the provision comes closer, your character is also becoming stronger, your discernment is becoming sharper, and your discipline is being built, not to hold you back, but to prepare you, not to postpone you, but to help you remain established. What is coming will not only be enough to solve 1 month, it will be enough to begin a new season. Stay watchful. Do not let the noise around you pull your attention away. Do not wear yourself out trying to explain your journey to people who do not understand your purpose. There are seasons when silence guards your growth, and there are moments like this one when a single right word wakes up what had been asleep. If something inside you is saying, "This message is for me," answer once more with faith. Yes, I receive it. And let that faith hold you up, because what is moving toward you is not coming to embarrass you. It is coming to restore you. It is a gift sent from heaven with the purpose of blessing you in an uncommon way, of raising you and placing you where you belong. It does not come to shame you or put you on display. It comes to confirm you and remind you that your story does not finish in hardship. I know you have faced difficult times, long seasons of steady effort, nights of worry when your mind would not rest, feelings of exhaustion and struggles that seemed endless. But today you need to remember something important and lasting. God keeps His promises. Nothing you went through was wasted. Every tear you cried in secret was noticed. Every prayer you offered, even in moments of doubt, was heard. Every cry from the deepest place in your heart was recorded. Nothing was overlooked. God knows every part of your story, even the parts no one else knows. He knows exactly what you need, and He knows the right time to bring it to you. He has not forgotten you or left you behind. Maybe there were times when you felt unseen, as though your prayers were going nowhere, as though heaven had become silent. But the truth is that God has been working quietly, putting things in place, preparing new doors, new opportunities, and a complete change that will transform your life in ways you still cannot fully imagine. So receive this blessing now, without holding back and without fear. How many times have you worried about money, about the future, about bills, about responsibilities that seem bigger than you can handle? I understand that feeling. Sometimes it is hard to find peace under so much pressure when the mind cannot settle and the heart becomes filled with fear. But I want you to know that hope still remains, that there is light at the end of the path, and that light has a name: Jesus Christ. He taught us not to live in fear about tomorrow, because each day has its own challenges, and He called us to walk one step at a time, trusting that God cares for us in every moment. There are seasons when it feels like we are crossing a dry wilderness, with no signs of relief and no clear answers. Yet even there God remains present, watching over every step you take. He is the God who provides, the God who makes a way where none seems possible, the God who brings water from the middle of the desert. Just as He did it for the people of Israel, He will do it for you as well. You are not outside His plan or beyond the reach of His provision. Today He wants to do this through something powerful that Jesus left for us, and within this message you will be given special access to it. So remain attentive before it is revealed and before you are shown how to receive it. Close your eyes for a moment and prepare your heart. Today a message filled with hope and renewal is being shared, a message placed with special purpose for your life. Listen carefully, because God is sending His angels to move things in your favor, bringing provision, prosperity, and abundance in ways you may not expect. Maybe right now you are passing through a difficult season, a heavy time, but do not let weariness steal your faith or pressure take away your hope. God is faithful, and He keeps every promise He makes. His angels are around you at this very moment, ready to work on your behalf, opening paths you cannot yet see, shutting doors that could harm you, and bringing answers when all seems lost. Picture yourself standing in a dark room, unsure of which way to go, and suddenly a light begins to shine and reveals an open door. That door represents your chance for growth, abundance, and progress. God is leading you toward it, and heavenly help is beside you so that you can walk through it. Receive this grace. Maybe you have already tried many times and still feel trapped in a cycle of lack and disappointment, as though you keep starting over. But this is not simply another attempt. This is a new beginning. This is a new beginning, not built on human effort, but on direction. Because when heaven chooses to step in, it does not only change your situation, it also changes your focus. You begin to see differently, to think with greater peace, to act with wisdom. And that is one of the clearest signs that the miracle is already coming near. Peace starts taking the place of anxiety, not because everything has already been fixed, but because inside you a confidence begins to grow that you are not alone, that you have not been forgotten, that there is a provision already prepared and moving toward you. Maybe for a long time you have felt like you were always chasing life, trying to catch what keeps slipping away. You work hard, You put in effort. You try to do what is right, yet you feel the results never arrive, and that can be draining. It wears out the body, wears out the mind, and wears out the heart. But today you are not hearing this message to feel blame or to carry more pressure. You are here to lay down a burden, to understand that provision is not based only on how hard you fight, but on how well you align yourself with instruction and with the proper timing. There are things that begin to open when you stop trying to control everything. There are doors that unlock when you let go of the fear of losing, because fear causes you to hold tightly to what little you have as though it were your last chance, and that keeps you from receiving something new. But when you trust, your heart becomes wider, your mind becomes clearer, and your spirit gets ready to carry what is coming without collapsing under its weight. What is approaching is not coming to bring disorder into your life. It is coming to bring order. It is not coming to make you proud. It is coming to give you stability. It is not coming to distract you. It is coming to help you build. Right now it is important to understand something. Lack is not your identity. Debt is not your worth. Scarcity is not your future. These are seasons, not final decisions. And some seasons end not because of magic, but because a word comes alive, awakens you, and moves you forward. Heaven does not only send provision, it also gives understanding. And understanding is a kind of miracle because it helps you see what needs to change, what needs to be removed, what needs to be organized, what needs to be left behind, and what needs to be started with confidence. There may be areas where you have been generous, but there may also be areas where you have neglected yourself because of exhaustion. Maybe you have spent your life putting out fires, handling emergencies, and reacting to whatever appeared first. But the season opening before you will not be a season of simply surviving. It will be a season of planning, stability, and steady growth. God is not concerned only with giving you short-term relief. He wants to establish a strong foundation so that you do not return to the same pattern, so that what you receive remains with you. And while this happens, something inside you will also be healed. Your relationship with money, because money is a tool, yet at times it can become a wound. Sometimes it reflects fear, control, shame, comparison, or disappointment. And when that wound remains unhealed, even a large blessing can feel difficult to carry. That is why this message is not only about receiving, it is also about being renewed. Being renewed in your confidence, in your focus, and in your ability to make decisions without fear. Being renewed so you can manage without worry and move forward without guilt. Today heaven is working around you, but it is also working within you. The outer changes may take time to appear, but the inner change can happen right now. And that inner change is proof that the process has already started. So do not lose hope if you do not see everything happen at once. Some miracles arrive suddenly, but others come like a road opening, a new connection appearing, a door unlocking, an idea shining clearly, an offer arriving, or a solution you had never thought about. Stay at peace. Do not condemn yourself for what you could not do in the past. Do not measure your journey against the journey of others. What is coming to you has its own perfect timing. And as you move forward, keep your heart aligned, because the strongest provision is not the one that comes quickly, but the one that comes with purpose and remains. What is coming to you carries purpose and also calls for preparation. A true blessing does not arrive only to excite you, it arrives to establish you. That is why, while God opens doors, He also shapes your character. While He changes situations, He also brings order to your habits. And here is something many people miss. Wanting great things is not enough if small things are ignored. He wants you to be faithful and dependable in the little things. Many times we focus all our attention on big dreams and overlook the daily chances to show faithfulness. Jesus taught that the person who can be trusted with little can also be trusted with much. This means that before receiving greater blessings, we need to learn how to value, protect, and wisely manage what is already in our hands. Pause for a moment and think about how you are handling the small parts of your life. It may be a job you do not enjoy, a simple duty, a daily task, or the way you treat the people around you. God pays attention to those details because they show what is in your heart. He wants to see whether you can be trusted with small things before giving you something greater. Receive this gift from the Father, because when we remain faithful in little things, we show that we are ready to receive more. It is like planting a seed. You look after it, water it, protect it, and with time it grows and produces fruit. God watches how you care for the seeds He has already placed in your hands, and when He sees your faithfulness, He entrusts you with more seeds, more opportunities, and more blessings. So be wise with your finances, even if they seem limited today. Pay attention to what comes in and what goes out, not because of fear, but because of wisdom. Create space for order, because order brings peace, and peace helps you hear direction. Support those who are in need, and you will see God increase your resources in ways you did not expect. Increase does not always start with a large amount. Sometimes it starts with a willing heart and a generous hand. Be faithful in your work, even if it is not the job you once hoped for. Do it with care and excellence, because God notices and rewards faithfulness in small matters. Even when nobody praises you, even when your effort seems unseen, nothing is hidden from God. Your work is not wasted. Your discipline is not useless. Your consistency is building a path toward what lies ahead. God has allowed certain situations in your life to strengthen you, shape your character, and prepare you. He wants to see if you will trust Him and remain faithful in simple things before receiving greater responsibilities. Maybe you wonder why God does not answer every request right away, and the answer is simple. He is preparing you for something greater. He wants to be sure you are ready to receive and manage the blessing He already has prepared for you, without that blessing leading you away, confusing you, or damaging you within. Receive this blessing and also receive this instruction that brings peace to the heart, because it is as though God Himself is saying to you today. Pause for a moment and listen closely, because this message can change your life in a remarkable way. I am speaking directly to your heart. Remember the promises I have given you. They are not empty statements. They are everlasting promises from the Creator of heaven and earth to guide you, protect you, and bless you. Every promise comes from my unfailing love and from my faithfulness that never fails. You will never be by yourself. Even when everything around you seems to be falling apart, I am with you. My presence remains and my love stands firm. I see every tear, I hear every prayer, and I know every hurt hidden deep within you. And I promise to turn your tears into joy, your prayers into answers, and your wounds into stories of victory. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are not carrying yourself by your own strength alone. There is a hand supporting you. And while you choose to remain faithful in small things, heaven is preparing greater things, because the provision on its way will not only be an amount of money, it will be a confirmation. It will mark a clear before and after. And when it comes, you will understand that it was never only about money, but about a new order, a new season, and a new stability, built upon a faith that refused to quit. That kind of promise keeps your soul steady when your surroundings have not yet changed. Because sometimes the miracle does not begin with money arriving, it begins with a certainty that strengthens you from within. It begins with a confidence that you have not been forgotten, that you are not beyond reach, and that your story has not been abandoned. And when that certainty takes root, something breaks. Desperation breaks, shame breaks, and the urgency that pushes you into fearful decisions begins to break. Many people have lived under pressure for so long that they learned to survive in a constant state of alarm. They became used to counting every coin with sadness, hearing bad news as though it were normal, feeling guilty whenever they buy something necessary, fearing the sound of the phone, and looking toward the future with uncertainty. But today that cycle is ending because a new order is coming near. And that order does not only bring resources, it also brings rest. Rest for the mind, rest for the emotions, and rest within. Because when God provides, He does not do it to add more weight to your life. He does it to lighten the burden and bring stability. That is why what you are receiving through this message is not only encouragement, it is guidance that will help sustain the change. When provision comes, you will need peace to manage it. When opportunity comes, you will need clarity to recognize it. When doors open, you will need discernment to know which ones belong to you and which ones do not. And that preparation starts now, while you listen, while you believe, and while you bring order to small things that you may have overlooked before. There are people who ask for a great door while ignoring the small key. They ask for complete turnaround but do not examine their daily habits. Yet today you are being called to a kind of obedience that appears simple but carries great spiritual value. Being responsible, being consistent, and being honest, even when nobody is watching, because faithfulness is not proven through applause, it is proven through daily practice. God watches how you respond when nobody praises you. He sees whether you keep your promises, whether you choose what is right even when progress is slow, whether you handle what you have with honesty even when it is little, whether you value what is already in your hands instead of rejecting it because it seems insufficient. And here is something important to understand. Small things are not unimportant. They are preparation. A task that looks simple is shaping your character. A daily duty is building your discipline. That job you do not enjoy right now is teaching you consistency. That season where you must serve and remain humble is refining your heart so that the blessing does not change you for the worse, but strengthens what is good within you. So do not look down on this season. Do not call it wasted time. Do not see it as a meaningless delay. There are things God does not release earlier because He loves you. There are doors He does not open sooner because He is protecting you. There are resources He does not place in your hands yet because He wants you to have the character needed to sustain them when they arrive, without being harmed by them. What is coming requires a steady heart, a clear mind, and a mature faith. And while you are being prepared, you must also learn to guard your words. Do not speak defeat over your own life. Do not make lack your identity. Do not keep saying, "I never have enough," as though it were your final reality. Speak with wisdom. Speak with faith, not to ignore reality, but to declare what stands above it. Because your words can become direction. Your words can become a key or a barrier. And in this season, every declaration should be aligned with hope. If today you feel that your faith has grown weak, do not condemn yourself. Simply lift it up again. Look toward heaven once more and say sincerely, "I believe even though I cannot see it yet." Because those words, spoken from a weary but surrendered heart, carry great power. God does not reject the person who comes to Him weak. God gives strength to the person who comes honestly. And when the heart becomes humble without giving up, heaven responds. Be still for a moment. Take a deep breath. Allow your heart and mind to settle, because the provision that is on its way needs to find you at peace, not trapped in anxiety. And that peace is not passive, it is active. It is the peace of someone who trusts. It is the peace of someone who knows their story is being upheld. It is the peace of someone who chooses to walk forward one step at a time, doing what is right, remaining faithful in small things, while heaven opens the way toward greater things. That peace is a sign. It is not a lack of concern. It is not giving up. And it is not indifference. It is proof that your spirit is coming into agreement with what heaven has already established. When anxiety takes control, it pushes you to rush without direction, to look for shortcuts and to accept the first thing that appears just to find relief. But when peace is leading you, it helps you choose wisely, reject what distracts you, and embrace what truly helps you grow. In this season more than ever, you are receiving discernment to tell the difference between what is urgent and what is truly important. Not everything that looks attractive is an opportunity. Not every open door is the correct door. Some offers seem like provision but later become chains. Some choices promise quick results but leave lasting wounds. That is why this season brings more than resources. It also brings understanding to protect you. God does not want you to receive something valuable and lose it because of poor direction. He wants you to move forward with stability, order, and a renewed mind. So if lately you have felt a strong desire to organize things, close unfinished chapters, create healthy limits, clean your environment, or improve your habits, do not ignore it. That desire is not random. It is part of the preparation. Some blessings arrive when the inner house is ready. Some provisions appear when the heart is no longer living in disorder. And often order begins with simple choices, checking expenses, stopping waste, paying small debts, organizing priorities, avoiding impulsive spending, learning to say not yet without guilt, and learning to say yes to what moves you closer to your purpose. Because the financial blessing that is approaching is connected to your calling. It is not only meant to pay bills. It is meant to release your potential so you can breathe, plan, build, help others, sow into good things, and walk with dignity without feeling that everything falls apart each month. God wants to lift you up with balance. He wants to restore the stability that stress has taken from you. He wants you to enjoy simple things again without fear controlling you inside. And even if today it seems like the numbers do not work in your favor, listen carefully. The miracle does not always come as more money arriving. Sometimes it comes as wisdom to manage what you have. Sometimes it comes as a door that keeps you from a loss. Sometimes it comes as an idea that changes your path. Sometimes it comes as a relationship that helps move you to a place you could never have reached on your own. Sometimes it comes through a change in the way you think that helps you increase what you already possess. So do not limit the miracle to only one for. Heaven has many ways to provide, and some arrive in surprising ways. It is also important to heal your relationship with time. Do not lose hope because it did not happen yesterday. Do not condemn yourself because it did not happen last month. Do not be hard on yourself for not seeing it sooner. There are seasons when God allows longer processes because He is protecting your future. Sometimes if it had come earlier, it would have found you unprepared, and what is received without a foundation is often lost quickly. But what is received with a strong foundation becomes an inheritance. Today, as you continue forward, you are being reminded of something important. Your worth is not determined by what you own. Your worth is determined by who you are. And because you are valuable, heaven is working to raise you up completely. Not only through provision, but also through peace. Not only through resources, but also through emotional stability. Not only through open doors, but also through the wisdom needed to walk through them. If you feel that pressure has separated you from others, reconnect with faith. You do not have to carry this journey alone. There are prayers you could never put into words, yet God understood them. There were nights when all you could do was sigh, and that sigh was heard. There were moments when all you could think was, "Help me," and that was enough, because God does not require perfect words. He responds to honest hearts.